Tena tatraiva vasata janasthana nivasini.
Tena tatraiva vasata janasthana nivasini.
Virupita shurpanakha rakshasi kamarupini.
Virupita shurpanakha rakshasi kamarupini.
Tata shurpanakha vakyad udyuktan sarva rakshasan.
Tata shurpanakha vakyad udyuktan sarva rakshasan.
Kharam trishirasam chaiva dushanam chaiva rakshasam.
Kharam trishirasam chaiva dushanam chaiva rakshasam.
So we were in Panchavati, which is considered to be, in today's India, it is Nasik area. And so that's where we were with Sri Rama, Sita Devi and Lakshmana, really enjoying their quiet winter months. Of course, reminiscing, Lakshmana also grieving, but overall a very beautiful place in the forest, the Dandaka forest. This whole region from what we consider today Chhattisgarh. So this Chhattisgarh coming down is a huge belt of Dandaka forest. So in this, the eastern central India, this whole section, well, they were in Panchavati, and there was this being the forest area, forest land. So there were many negative energies, negative forces, and there was a place near Panchavati called Janasthana. And this Panchavati Janasthana area, in this Janasthana there was a demoness, and her name is Shurpanakha. And so verse number 46 describes this Janasthana Nivasani, this resident of Janasthana, who was Shurpanakha, who was a Rakshasi, a demon, and a demon who would just Kamarupini, She chose to take an enchanting form, disguise herself, and she came to check out what's going on in Panchavati. So in Panchavati, when she comes there in this disfigured lady, Virupita Shurpanakha, means no demons or demonesses are beautiful, okay? You can't use the word beautiful for them. So they are Virupita. There is no form. Like I told you, they have big stomachs and they have protruding teeth sticking out of their lips, and very big face, disproportionate bodies, disproportionate limbs, but very fierce, and they carry certain powers, which becomes doubled up, heightened once the sun sets. Once darkness prevails, their powers get heightened. So this Shurpanakha, well, she came to Panchavati and disguises herself into a very beautiful, charming woman. And what does she see? She sees these two ascetics, Sri Rama and Sri Lakshmana, and two ascetics having a woman with them. And she looks, given her what we call in North India, mota buddhi, mota buddhi means thick-headed. In English we say thick-headed. So this thick-headed short-sighted lady looking at these two ascetics with this one woman. She is very curious. Why have they come to this Rakshasa Bhumi? This is a land of Rakshasas, demons. Why are these people here? So she goes and asks them, "Hey, who are you? Why are you here? What is your purpose of coming here?" Thus she approaches them and asks them. And Sri Rama introduces himself, says, "I am Sri Rama, this is my younger brother, and this is my wife Sita Devi, and it is for the sake of dharma, to uphold dharma, dharmartham. A promise was given which I am fulfilling. That is why I am here to do tapas, to do my penance. Who are you? Whose wife are you, O Rakshasi?" Thus Sri Rama, when he questions her, and she says, I am one who has great powers. I can change my form as I wish. It's my will to be in whichever form I want. My brother is Ravana, who is the son of sage Rishi Vishrava. Great sage he was. And my brothers are Kumbhakarna, Vibhishana, Khara, Dushana, all this powerful, the top family, called the royal family of the forest. So I belong to the royal family, the top family. We hold all the powers of this land, and I am their sister. So I am here, and I propose to you to come and be my husband. Okay. This lady who's sitting next to you, she is Virupita, Vikrita. I never seen a more ugly woman. Her stomach is inside. She doesn't even have a stomach. What kind of a funny form she has. Her teeth are inside. They should be jutting out. They are inside. Stomach is inside. Really, Virupita, Vikrita, really speaking, this woman is no match to you, Rama. She is not a match to you. Look at you, how handsome you are. And therefore see me as your wife. And don't worry about her. I can eat her up in a moment. I'll just swallow her and she'll be gone. So you have no problem with that. She's this ugly, Nirnodarim, means sunken belly, and just leave her. I'll take care of her. We both will wander in Dandaka forest and really have a good time together. Sri Rama hears her and he says, look, I'm already a married man. She is my wife. And she is my wife, and you means you will be the co-wife, You will be the second wife. Hey, you are not a personality who can sit as a second wife to anybody. This will not work for you. But it's a good idea. My brother Lakshmana's wife has not come with him. She is back in Ayodhya. So why don't you ask him? If he wishes, he can take you as a wife. I'm not going to stop him. You can ask him. And this Shurpanaka, who was totally in love with Rama, being a demoness and flippant, she immediately switches over to Lakshmana and then goes through the same dialogue, copy-paste. She copy-pastes her dialogue from Sri Rama to Lakshmana and tells, oh, I'm in love with you and you are so handsome and you are alone and you're single. And she goes through this whole dialogue with him. Well, Lakshmana is listening to her. And then what should he tell her? So he says to her, listen to me, I'm a slave to my brother, okay? You cannot live as a slave's wife, right? How can you do that? How can you be a slave to him? this is not correct. You just convince him to give up Sita. Let him give up this wife, and he will, you just go back and convince him. And she says, okay, good idea. So she turns back to Sri Rama. It's very funny in Valmiki Ramayana. She turns back to Sri Rama and then again does another copy-paste dialogue and says how essential it is that they both be married, and goes through this whole thing. You are clinging on to a wrong lady, a old lady, a deformed wife, and because of her, you won't even look at me. Look, right now I'm going to eat her up in front of you. Once she's out of the way, then you will definitely look at me and feel how I feel towards you. And so, she saying this, she rushed towards Sita Devi to eat her up. And when she had gone that far, immediately Rama tells Lakshmana, Rakshasim virupayitum arhasi, just mutilate her. Just mutilate her, scare her so she goes away. And Lakshmana, taking the khadgam, the sword, khadgam udhritya, karna nase chichcheda. He cut the ear and the nose of Shurpanakha. And Shurpanakha, frightened, suddenly she didn't expect this turn. She ran, yelling, screeching, crying, blood all over her, and went straight to her brother Khara, who was right there in Dandaka forest. Okay, Ravana was far away in Lanka. Remember, they are in Nasik area. Okay, Lanka is still far. So the closest demons were all who were residing in Dandaka forest. So she goes to Khara, and when Khara asks her, hey, what happened? And Shurpanakha tells, there is this lady there, this one woman there. Because of her, this is what the brothers did to me. These two brothers did this to me, and it's all because of that lady. And you are my brother. I want the blood of all these three. I want to eat them all up now. That's all I want. Thus, this demonic mind, flippant mind, fickle mind, she now is done with her love story, and she wants to make them her dinner. And so in this way, Khara commands some 14 demons, and they all go to kill these three. But Sri Rama, seeing these negative powers coming towards them, he appeals to them to go back. I don't want to hurt you, go back. I have no enmity against you, remember. As long as the negative energies don't bother you, you don't go digging in and raking them out and then trying to cleanse them out. That's not their philosophy. The negative world also has a place to live. In the world of moral opposites, there is the bright and there is the dark. And therefore, digging into negativity, of course, I'm not sure how much a psychologist will agree with me, because they believe in digging in, into the past and more past. And there is advantages of that too, depending on who's guiding the digging. But in general, really, we are advised to leave things alone. And so, Sri Rama tells them, I have no enmity towards you. As Sita Devi had said also, leave them alone. This is the land, their land. We don't touch them if they don't disturb. But they refused to go back. They began to attack, the three of them, with swords and darts and whatnot. And so then they had no choice but to take their weapons, and all these 14 demons were killed. And then Dushana comes and he brings another 12, another 4, and both Khara, Dushana brothers keep bringing more and more demons, and finally speaking, they were endless. There were 14,000 demons, 14,000 powers of destruction around them, where Sri Rama really single-handedly, of course with his brother, they killed not only those demons, but the end of it all. And Valmiki goes on for pages describing this war and in the forest, and finally the conclusion is Khara is killed, Dushana is killed, and there was one more brother, Trishira. Trishira had 3 heads. Well, he is also killed. All these 3 were killed, and therefore it is said here, Tata Shurpa Nakha Vakyad Udyuktan Sarva Rakshasan. All the Asuras were woken up, and Kharam, Trishirasam, Dushanam, Rakshasam, Nijaghana. Verse 48, Nijaghana. All these 3 along with the others were killed, Rane, in that battlefield. By whom? By Rama. And not only them, those who followed the footsteps of these demons, Padanugan. Padanugan means, Padam Anugachati. Those who follow the footsteps, Padam is footstep, Anugachati means follow, Padanugan. Those were demons following the footsteps of the 3 of them. All of them, who were there? They were people who lived in Janasthana, some 14,000 demons. Vane tasmin nivasata Janasthana nivasinam. All these people, all these demons were destroyed. Rakshasam nehatani. So they were destroyed. Sahasrani Chaturdasha, verse number 49, 14,000 were destroyed. And what happened from there? What happened? Well, what happened was, from there was one demon who escaped. His name was Akampana. And this Akampana escapes Janasthana and goes to Sri Lanka. He goes to Sri Lanka. Who's sitting there? Well, the Sri Lanka Raja is sitting there. The great Ravana is there, and he goes and tells Ravana, in your territory of Dandaka forest, which extends from all the way from the top till all this Janasthana, which is the heart of the homeland of the demons, well, many thousands have been killed, including Khara, Dushana, Trishira, your brothers have been killed. And Akampana reveals the story of Rama, Lakshmana and Sita Devi.